everyone. So I am back here to revamp my Cinderella Chronicles project. I had decided that I was done doing it. And that's what I said, like in my favorite books of 2019. And then someone commented like, oh, could you do, your favorite books that you read from that? And then something just made me change my mind about being done with it. So I'm going to continue on with the project. I think part of it is I feel that my Cinderella Chronicles videos don't get nearly as much views as other ones, but I have so much fun doing them that I think I just won't let that bother me, that the people who are interested in it will watch the videos and chat about it. But I'm having so much fun watching all the different versions, reading different versions, and seeing different picture book versions that I want to keep going on with this project. And I'm really, really glad I did, because I've had some really fun things recently. But I think it was this past summer, I was planning on sitting down to film my thoughts on the 3 Rodgers and Hammerstein Cinderella adaptations. And then life happened. So I'm going to be telling you my thoughts on the 3 Rodgers and Hammerstein versions that are out there. So the first one is the Julie Andrews one. And this is the first, this was the one that premiered on television. And I watched this on YouTube. It's on there. So just, I think that as the sort of a weakness you'll see maybe in older fairy tale film adaptations is the characterization. And so one of the weaknesses that I think Cinderella in particular can have is just this real lack of characterization. So it was just really hard for me watching this. Just there's not much personality in the prince or Cinderella. The stepsisters and the stepmother are very caricatured, which doesn't bother me as much with the stepsisters or the stepmother. That's kind of what I anticipate and expect for them. But with Cinderella and the prince, and I mean, it's the same issue in the 50s Disney cartoon. With Cinderella and the prince in this one, Cinderella's just sweet. That's all she is. It doesn't kind of show, I mean, in my own little corner, the song, you can see this inner strength that Cinderella has, but I just feel that Cinderella has so much more to her than you get to see in this version. And I love the music, so I did appreciate getting to hear the music in that. And yeah, I really enjoyed the music, but just it's totally not my favorite out of the Rodgers and Hammerstein adaptations. So then fast forward to the Lesley Ann Warren version, and I am dreadfully sorry to any Lesley Ann Warren fans out there. I don't enjoy her. I think she is adequate. That's the term that I will say. And I really don't want to make anyone sad, but I just was not impressed by her. I think she is fun as Miss Scarlet and Clue. That's the time that I've really enjoyed her the most. But I've also seen her in The Happiest Millionaire and this Cinderella. And both of those times I just came out thinking like, well, I didn't really love her as that. There was just nothing about this version that really blew me away. I love for the prince to have this real like masculinity about him, and the prince in this just didn't. I really didn't like his voice that much. And I think this is one that if you grew up on it, you will love it. And I was thinking a similar era version, like televised play that I grew up on, was the Mary Martin Peter Pan. And I love that film, but I don't know if I hadn't grown up on it. I'm not sure if I would like it that much. So yes, unfortunately, I didn't really enjoy this one that much. The one thing that I did notice in particular though, were the set designs. I loved them. They were really, like the color schemes that they picked for it. They were very whimsical and looked very story-like, like you are in a story right now. And I appreciated that about it. But without a doubt, my favorite of the Rodgers and Hammerstein editions is the Brandy Cinderella that came out when I was a little girl. It came out in the 90s. And I remembered watching it as a little girl, but I had not watched it for over 20 years. And I was really pleasantly surprised by this. I kind of went in expecting to not love it, but I loved it. It just has such a spirit of fun about it. I loved Brandy as Cinderella, and I feel even though we have the exact same songs in this, there really is, the characterization is taken to the next level. They just give more scenes for kind of the psychology of the characters. You know, the prince talking with his parents about how he wants to marry for love, and Whoopi Goldberg as the mother. I mean, it's hard to get better than that. And Victor Garber as his father. And they just have a lot of comedy that they put in there that makes it so much better. And then Whitney Houston as the fairy godmother. She just took Impossible to a whole nother level. Now I want to just listen to the songs all over again. And yeah, I really, really like this one. Oh, and Bernadette Peters as the stepmother was so fabulous. So there's just so many larger than life actors that are in this that make this just such a marvelous adaptation. And so for those reasons, definitely the Brandy one is my favorite. And Peter watched it with me last year, and he was actually asking to rewatch it. He really enjoyed it like I did. And yeah, I loved it so much. So that is my favorite out of the Rodgers and Hammerstein ones. But I did have fun watching them all and comparing them. I just think there are several kind of, what is the term I'm trying to use? Several kind of snags there can be in Cinderella adaptations. And I think characterization, particularly with the prince, but still with Cinderella, can be a real pitfall. That's the term I was trying to think of. And I think that in the older ones, the Julie Andrews one, the Lesley Ann Warren one, you just don't get to know the characters that much. You're just seeing the events that happen to them, not really getting to know inside what's going on with them. How are they feeling about everything that's happening? So I really appreciated that about the Brandy Cinderella. So yes, I hope you enjoyed hearing that. I hope you enjoy watching my Cinderella Chronicles videos. I'm going to sit down now and film a second one because I have several books and movie adaptations I wanted to tell you about. So I will be back for another video soon. Thank you for watching and have a lovely day.